on communication channel usually do with the radio log. Okay, what did you do? What are you trying to do?
So actually, I was given an issue with class 26, like this same issue, and I tried different stuff. It didn't work, so I dropped the database, and I cloned it. I cloned this one from one of my
Okay, were you ever
classmates.
database?
Say again?
Were you ever able to clone that database? I mean, was it ever open? That's what I mean. Was the cloning successful?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. It was successful. I even cloned our protest from it, and our protest is open and closed. I shut it down, open it back, and it's working. So I didn't know what happened. The only thing I did here, I was trying to do a second backup after I finished using that backup to clone our protest, and then when I try to open it back, shut it down, and open it back, this is what happened.
Why did you clear an archive log file group 1?
I was literally trying to see what the issue is. I was just trying, because I had the same issue before I dropped the database, and I'm like surprised this came back. So I really didn't know.
You only want to clear an archive log file when your database is still up and trying to fix the radio log. Maybe you lost some information or you cannot archive it, right? That's when you use it. It's only in case of your database is still up, even though some of your radio are crashed, right? That's the only case. But when it's mounted and you clear an archive radio log, you're losing data, and you won't be able to do to recover those data. But can you scroll up? I want to see what you did before. I want to see the error before. The first, database and backup. Okay.
Emerald.
Immediate. Yes, one moment. Let's connect to see database and so. Okay, you were copying. Okay. Can you scroll down? And then you shut down the database, and then you try to start up. When you start up the database, you didn't have. It says end of file on communication channel. Before shut down, why didn't you try to start up mount first?
Emerald, can I help him fix it?
Go ahead. One moment. Can you scroll down? Go ahead. If you went running that thing, did you start up mount? Why didn't you try to recover first?
Because I was still trying to do a backup. There was no backup for it.
But you just ended the backup. I saw earlier you ended the backup.
Yes, I did.
So why did you?
So that backup was giving me issue also. I wish I could go back up for that. Let me see. It was giving me some errors. So basically I was just trying to end it and then delete whatever file came over and do it again. But yeah, I didn't think to recover it because the backup the file wasn't copying consistently. It was like stopping off.
Then if the file was not copying success, were you able to put the database in backup mode? Yes.
Yes, I was.
Okay. Now the CP, okay, Prof is coming in a few minutes.
Okay.
Now, what happened when you tried to CP? Because this is a simple CP. What happened?
So when I CP, it was giving me different saying that a bunch of directory are being omitted. But when I go to the backup location, some of the file was over there. So I went ahead and copied from the other location where the reduce and the control file was, and they went through. So I was basically just trying to see what happened before I actually go back.
The directory omitted, it means that what you tried to copy had directories in it. So those directories were skipped considering the fact that it was a simple CP command. So you didn't copy the directories that were used.
So, but that with that said, that's not an issue if it tells you that it's submitted, correct?
It's not. If when you go to the final, to the target destination, you can see that the files were really copied.
Yeah, it
So
actually was.
they were. So you didn't
Yeah.
have a your copy, it's just that it didn't copy the directory, which CP can do.
The backup locations. So the files went over.
Okay, so and then you end the backup, right?
Correct.
Okay. So it wasn't giving you a problem. It just had you had directory in that location. So what you want to do is exit and connect back to SQL.
Emerald, I want to fix this problem.
Okay, what do you think his problem is?
He has a problem with his redundant. So he just needs to exit and connect back to SQL.
So do I just connect or
Connect, yes.
Start up now. Start up no mount. Mm-hmm. Okay. Also database mount to database.
that's it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to clear the unarchived log file. So alter database clear on archive log file group 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
I think he did that before, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, do the same for group 2 and 3. Okay, shut down immediately. Start up your database.
Start mount.
No, start up your database. Just start up.
You should have start up mount first before, and then after that it's open.
I don't think so.
Yeah. When he did start up, he should have put start up mount.
Can you do that again? Like exit and start up no mount again.
Start up no mount?
No,
You
exit.
have to exit first. Make sure
Exit.
either instance before.
Okay.
Connect back to your database. Start up no mount again.
Why not just do startup mount since he's gonna alter the base mount after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, start up mount.
I'm not saying anything though, I'm just observing. Hopefully it works.
Okay, I don't know if you need to clear them again, but just go ahead and clear it again. Clear your unarchived log.
Okay.
You just clear them, right?
He already cleared them. He should have just said after that it's open.
Just continue. You started already. shut down your database. Okay, startup mount. Okay, open your database.
It's okay. I understand what you're doing here, but usually when you use alter database, clear and archive log, it's when database is still open and you're trying to fix missing Redulog files, whether the files are missing or something. That's the best case scenario to do that, so that your data, you won't have downtime and your database would still be running.
Okay. I have a question, but since that he has more Redulog, it looks like he have more than 3 Redulog group here.
He does. Okay,
Yeah,
check.
What is this? If the exercise was asking to multiply the Redulog.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
that.
Check the status. Okay, right now it's already shut down. So exit and connect back again and start up mount. Connect back and start up mount. Check the status, members, group number from video log, which was actually the first step.
It's
Check this.
You can just select all from $log.
Hello?
Status, members, group number.
okay.
Status.
Comma. Members.
Well, I think Prof is here.
Prof is here. Okay.
There's a space, but if you select all from $log, it's gonna give you the status, everything.
Here. Where did you see Prof?
I said I think I saw a name. I thought it was Prof. Sorry.
Select name, status, member.
Group number.
Start, if you like.
Group number.
No. The things it's on, yeah.
Members with S. Group hashtag, group number. From video log. Group 1 is current, which is the group that you already cleared. Group 4 is inactive. So you don't need to clear it. If inactive, it means that it was already cleared. And group 3, 4. Okay, since you already cleared once, clear group 4. Clear, even though I wouldn't have gone that right to clear, but go ahead. So that they're all cleared. But which is bad because that's losing so much data. Okay. Try Alt database open, which
You don't have to shut down.
if it's clear, normally he doesn't even have to shut down. We can do Alt database open, and if it would allow him to open, it will work. If not, it would still give the same error. And you, let's see. Well, it's taking a while, so I guess it's good news.
Yeah.
Okay. The database is open.
So it was the fourth group. But question though, because I remember doing all of this time my database open that once I shut it and went to bed and tried to go back on it, I had the same issue again. So is there anything else that I need to check also other than doing this here to ensure that this doesn't happen?
One of your redo log files was, that's why the very first step before clearing the unarchived log files groups, the first thing is to check the status, the members, and the group member. That's the first thing you do before clearing any, so that you'll have the information about what is actually the group posing problems. From here, we don't know which one was the one posing problems. We just don't know because we already cleared 1, 2, and 3. So we had no other choice than to clear that one too.
Okay.
We had no choice than to clear the fourth group. But the thing with that step is that we did lose a lot of data. You lost the data from the current, you lost the active, right? So you did lose a lot of data, but it's fine. At least your database is open.
Okay.
Emerald, that means another way to fix that problem.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. If there's another way.
Yes, there are other ways to fix that problem. For example, last time, one of the students, she had something very unusual. 2 of her Redulog files were actually current at the same time. That's strange, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I cleared just one. I cleared just one group, and it was open after that. So I just want to say that the first thing you want to do when you have that error is to check the Redulog files. And you also need to know, what did you do for this to happen? It means that every time you had end of file on communication channel, usually, not always, but usually it has to do with the Redulogs. So one of the Redulogs was corrupt, maybe you lost one group or something happened, or some data from a Redulog were no longer available, missing files, missing Redulog files. So it can be all types of reasons. So you want to know what actually happened, right? Did you remove a whole group? All those things that are like the most important things to make sure you know what you did. That's basically. Because here, it's good for class to fix it like this, but you lost data, right? You lost data. And you guys are at the end of DB2 already, and we want to make sure we minimize losing data as much as possible.
Okay.
Prof said he was coming anytime. He's still not around.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, Prof. Are you here? Okay, anyone else was having, but it's very good though. It's very good. Marie, Rinalda, that's good.
But Emerald, you say there's another way to fix that problem. What's the way? Maybe I was not clear.
No, I say that one of the way is to check the the status. Another one of the way is to check what is the Redulog file missing, because usually it has to be one Redulog file that is missing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it can be one Redulog file that is missing. So if you know which one is missing,
Mm-hmm.
what file is missing, right? You can fix it. You can fix it on the operating system and just continue.
Okay.
If they both belong to one group, you can get it from another file of the same group. You know that all the Redu information belonging to the same group are the same data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can get it from another Redulog file and you're good. So there are many ways, different ways to do it.
Okay.
So, normally you clear you clear an archived, like they were not archived. And when you're doing this and you try to flashback within that time frame or even before that, you won't be able to perform flashback. Okay. Anyone else? We can start chapter 13.
You don't have any question about the previous chapter?
Did I have?
Do you have any questions about the previous chapter?
To you guys? No, not today.
Okay.
I'll ask you guys questions later. So is that chapter 13? Okay. This is the last chapter. After that, you guys are done with DB2 if you pass the exam. And I'm sure most of you will pass the exam very easily. Okay. Data pump. You guys remember data pump? Of course. You guys know how to do import, export? Of course. Somewhat. Who said somewhat?
Emma, I was unable to do import even on my exam.
Really? Then how did you pass the exam?
Let me say, someone help me out, or I help myself out. And even to import in these table spaces we just did, I still was able to import.
Okay. Oh, I thought you did. I mean, if that person should have explained, right? Or did that person actually took the keyboard for you?
I'm sorry?
Nothing. It's good.
Okay.
Let's just practice more. We have plenty of time to practice. You have transportable table space, import, export. You have data pump. So you have plenty of time to practice. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Introduction. Okay, I'm going to ask questions because all of it is revision. There's maybe one thing new, but all of it, honestly, it's just revision. So, when was data pump implemented? Anita?
You mean when database 10G?
Exactly. I knew you had it. I knew.
That was a trick question.
But implemented with from 10G, exactly. I knew you had it. That's why I wasn't. Yeah. Okay. From what you guys saw in DB1, what are some of the advantages of data pump over the original export and import? What are some of the advantages?
You recognize the run job.
It recognizes what?
The job running. I don't know if I put it is like the advantage of the data pump is to recognize the run job or continue running job. I don't know. I just remember that.
What can you elaborate?
Can I comment on that?
Go ahead, comment on that.
Okay. So data pump provide features like you can stop the import or export. You can restart it.
Right. Well, that's what she meant. Okay.
Yeah.
You can track the job. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
One of another advantage is that it increases performance.
It increases performance.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Like let me say like improve the performance because like of its server. I don't know how I can put it.
Let me say.
Like with the streaming. That would have is it parallel? Parallel streaming.
Okay, the parallelism. Okay.
No, ML is parallel streaming option.
Yeah.
Yes, the parallel parameter, parallelism.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yes.
I become now one. and also increase performance by running like huge bunch of job at the same time.
Right.
And using the stream option, it can back up large volume of data quickly.
Same thing he just.
Right.
And you also have remapping ability.
Right. That original doesn't. That's right. What else? That's good. You guys know some good information.
Like when you're running a job, like can it like failed job? Can we say that one of its advantages is like failed jobs can be restarted?
Of course.
Exactly. Yes.
Without affecting the job itself.
Right. You can restart your job in case it fails. Right. Right. What else? That's good.
And also it also have like these features in which the DBA can monitor the job.
Yeah, we just say that, right? That's what she said. That's what DB said when she said you can track the job.
Okay.
Yeah. So monitor. Yes. Are we good? Honestly, that's very good. That's very good. Okay, Oracle Data Pump is the replacement for the original export and import utilities available starting in Oracle Database NG. Oracle Data Pump enables very high speed movement of data and metadata from one database to another. This is something that I was expecting to come first, but I didn't. It's very fast. It's much faster than the original export import. For example, the export is like twice faster, and the import is like can be up to 40 times faster. So this is one of the big advantages, that it's very fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the speed. The data pump export and import utilities have a similar look and fill to the regional utilities, but they are much more efficient and give you greater control and management of your import and export jobs, right? So like she said, you can track the job that's running, whether it's done. Not this class. Next class we use NoHub and perform export and import and see. We'll be tracking the job in the background, even though we won't be able to see it on the operating system, but we'll be able to track it from the database. So next, the paper gives user, okay, we already read that. Okay, next page. Okay. Now, what are some of the features that are available in data pump and that we didn't have in regular export and import?
I just made mention of the remapping.
Remapping, right. What else?
We can select data only.
You can
select only data or metadata.
I'm not sure.
By meaning by picking and choose. I don't.
Like when you're exporting tables, you can exclude the
right.
What's it called?
Yeah, that's what she means. You can include and exclude, right? Mm-hmm. Include some objects or include some objects. That's right. What else?
It just made mention of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also monitor the job, and you can also restart it compared to the normal traditional import and export.
Right. What else? You guys have all the answers. If you need ID, you can read on the page.
Mm.
That's why I moved to the next page.
Okay.
Really?
So we can also say data pump have parallel execution, but the normal import and export doesn't, right? Yeah, but just single stream execution.
Yes, by default it's a single stream, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't understand what he means by parallel execution.
We talked about parallelism with Arman, right?
DB1 is still ongoing.
Don't be mean. This is not DB1.
I'm just kidding.
This is DB2, okay. No, actually, this is DB2 topic, actually. Okay.
Emerald, can you just let Bello explain it to me?
Okay, go ahead. Bello.
I've already referred her to DB1.
No, explain.
Or maybe you should join her there too.
I know.
Okay, Anita.
That's an insult.
Let's explain now.
No, I can't put it in context.
Explain.
Yeah, I can't put it in context.
That sounds like a lame excuse to me.
No, please explain.
Koji, I know you can explain it. Explain. I know you can. Just use your words. Explain it. Try your best to explain it.
Okay. Let me put it in context.
Okay.
Or maybe he could just explain what parallelism is. Yeah.
Okay, by parallelism, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can like he has the ability to allow maximum bunch of jobs, like to execute to execute plenty of jobs as compared to the single stream.
Multiple screen. It's not in multiple screen.
Multiple channels.
Yes, to be faster.
Yeah, to be faster.
That's what he means by streams, channel streams.
Okay.
Exactly. It's simply that setting different parallelism is the ability to be able to set more than one channels or streams that would facilitate, that would allow the job to be done, to run faster, right? The advantage is speed, the disadvantage is performance. So you need to make sure that when you set a parallelism, you need to make sure that the CPU usage is not too high, it's quite low, so that it would allow you to have multiple streams allocated for the import, basically. Are we good?
So you talk about the disadvantage. Please, can you tell me again?
Yeah, I said the disadvantage is that it requires a lot of resources.
Okay, thank you.
And now you're always complaining about the resources. So.
Are you kidding me? It's such an important part. You guys will see when you'll be doing performance tuning. I don't know if you'll be doing it with me or with someone else, but it's a big, huge part.
Okay.
So yes, you want to make sure that if a database is slow, right, you need to check the time, even to do the import, make sure that it doesn't slow down your database too much. When there are too many resources that are being used, you might like issuing a SQL statement and it takes you 15 minutes for it to show up. That's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So you want to make sure that your resources are used wisely. Oh, I think Prof is connected. Hello, Prof.
Hey, Merod, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. How are your people?
They are here. How are you guys doing?
How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Well, we are doing good.
Fantastic.
You're doing good. How do I know? How will I know that you are doing good?
No corona.
Health-wise. I mean, database-wise.
I'll stop sharing my screen so Prof can share.
I want to check how you are doing. How far are you going on assignments? Because that's the only thing we have now. That's all we have. Share screen, yes. Where are you on assignments? So that's the assignment sheet. Am I sharing?
Yes.
All right. So we're on 12. Okay, you're doing 13 now, so maybe with the rest of it. As you can see, my mouse. What are we seeing here? So that person is not doing, or somebody has done up to 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Rosalind, I think she's in that. Then Samuel stops at 8. Zoe stops at 8, attempts 12. 1 to 9, 10, 11. Okay. Roland does 9. Why do you skip 10? Go to 11. Daniel, 9. Samuel, evening class. What is it? You're still on 5. Bernadette, 1, 2, 4, but you're on 5. You skipped 5. Aaron, Z4. You're all on 6, 5 and 6. Pius Daniel. Pius has 9. Aquantia, 1, 2, it's on 5. I mean, you're on 13, you're on 5. And I told you, Banji is on 9. And I told you that you cannot let this thing. Who's this Bello on 0? Wow. Cantor, Sab is on 6. Bryant has done 4. Bibish has done 7. Lily has done 9. Chair has done 8, 7. Because you skip 1.
Miss Lily has been sick lately, so she's excused.
I didn't get you.
Miss Lily has been sick lately.
Oh, she's been sick, eh?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm really surprised. I'll try to check on her. I didn't know. Karine is on 9. So, Christelle, you've done 6. Darius, nothing. If he's still here. Lazan, 7. Cedric, you've done what? 8. Tabi, Akim has done 10. Maybe that's a record even. Abbas Guy, he has done 12. Wow. Devon has done 3. Regina has done 12. Very good. I think that's just 2 people, right? So far.
Prof.
Don't interrupt me, Prof. What? I'm looking at the thing here. Your excuses, don't you get tired of it? Pius Fubi has done 6. Chinedu, is he still in that class? Serge Ilunga, nothing. Funke Vivian has done 6. Walid has done 8. Suleiman has done 3. Wow. Wow. Estelle, 3, 6, 7. Thomas, you've missed 1, 2, 3, 4 of 12, so you've done 8. Emily has done 9. Lewis, 5. Percy, 0. David Cagney, wow. 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. Biani, 2. Alenque, nothing. Bruno has done 11. No, 10, missed 1. Abel, 9. Nadine, 3, 5, 7. Marie, Marie has done 9. Didn't miss any. Paul Macaulay or Maloki has done 10. Maria, Raymond, Wanda, Francis, Mba, 000. Isaac Mugwa, 5. Vivian Mengu, 3, 6, 7. Collins Mesumbe at nothing. Mr. 1, 3, 7. Okay. Diane Monexil, almost nothing. Joanne Monexil, what's that? 7, 7. Marie, 6. Yvonne, 6, 7. Benny, 2 has done, what that? 11. Make me see 1. Fabrice has done 9. Joseph Nessoa has done 4. Oh my. Erin Gang, nothing. Stratford Blossom, nothing. Natalie, 1. Jean Getcher, 1. Kisel has done 8. Alena has done what? 7. Khalifa has done 10. Monica has done 8. Jack Roberts, not moving 1, nothing, 0. Akembo Naomi, Naomi has done 8. Marinette, you've done 7. Patrick Seaman, 8. Roman has done 4. Cagney has done 3, 5. Olivia, 5. Cynthia has done 10, missed 1. Gerard Tafoyan, 7. Tamona Yang has done 4. Elect, 4. Desmond, 0. Corinne Tiani, you've done 5. Anita, you've done 9. Abdullah Toure, you've done 4, 6. Nothing for Beatrice. I think she doesn't do the course anymore. Isaac Valerie, Oila Valeri, 5, 4. Jones, 1. Thierry Herman, 4. Dominic has done 9. Okay. Roland Gamje Yentro, not done anyone. And Young has done 9. All right. So that's your class. What do I do? Yeah, Emily, that's the class. How do we go about it? Emerald. Yes, I just wanted you to see this tool so that you can have a conversation with the folks what's up. I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm not sure what's going on either. I would expect most of the class to be at assignment 10, but not assignment 5.
Exactly. 5 and 6 and 5 and 6, and we're on. And
13.
everybody should be on 12. You know, 10 is like the minimum. At least if I saw that, I would not be having this conversation with you guys. If I saw that everybody's like on 10, 11, I'd say, okay, stuff happens and we're a little slow, but you can just encourage people to go wrap them up. So it's not the first time I'm having this conversation. That's what's bothering me. We've had this conversation before, so I'm not sure what's happening. So does someone want to tell me what's happening?
Hello, bro.
Yes.
Oh, this is Nato. For me, I didn't submit the assignment 10 because there wasn't an assignment on chapter 10. It was basically practice. So that's why I didn't submit the assignment 10.
Practice? What does that mean? Like, what kind of practice?
It was like self-practice, just to practice the thing, but there was not like a specific assignment like the other one, like the assignment question. That one was just practice for yourself.
Flashback chapter.
Yeah, it was just practice for yourself. It wasn't assignment like the other ones. So that's why I didn't submit that.
Okay, but you did the practice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So those who submitted, what did they submit? Let me see. Anybody? Some people have submitted all. Or maybe they practiced, they then did the flashback and just recorded the whole session. Anyway, at least you don't have a problem with that. I'm just asking with the rest. These people who are not, who are not there, what's going on? You don't think it's important, or you don't want to do it? What's the story? Let me hear now so I can make a decision either way. Quietness is not helping me. I want to know what's happening.
Give us more time to submit it.
But what I'm saying is that if you have finished a chapter and you don't do the assignment, then you think that you will go back and be doing the assignment again when you are doing revision, or I'm not sure what the strategy is. It's more time. I'm not sure you guys were rushing, or you were rushing. Were you rushing? Because when I came in, nobody said they were rushing on that thing, but for some reason, that's what I don't know if time is a factor. Is that what you think, Kanida?
I mean, for me, if I should, because I have like 3 assignments to submit, I think I should be done with them by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. So the other people who are on assignment 3 and assignment 2, and I've not even submitted one. What's going on? I want to know. If you don't think this is important, if you have your method of study, let me know. So if it burns to mine, will work. If not, then you leave. I don't just like to repeat the same things over and over because it just makes me feel, I'm feeling confused.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Koji. I was unable to submit my assignment, but I've done it because when I wanted to submit it, my this thing was acting up. So when I showed you, now I've been doing it, but I've been unable because my computer is bad.
What do you mean by your computer is bad?
So my computer is acting up. I've been using my MacBook to be attending classes all this while.
So if you use your MacBook, you cannot log into Canvas. How do you do the assignment? Where do you get the assignments from? You don't get it from Canvas.
I do it, but quite all right. I can't submit it.
I don't know. That's not what you mean, but I mean you have access to Canvas like everybody else. So I'm just saying that when what is the problem?
The problem is that the thing won't allow me, the Canvas won't even allow me to submit it.
Well, does it allow you to log in?
Yes, I can access my Canvas.
Can you share that screen right now so we can see?
I'm not connected to my laptop. I'm connected to the other MacBook.
You're connected to your MacBook, and I'm asking you, can you use the MacBook to access Canvas?
No.
So how do you access Canvas normally?
Basically, at times my computer is acting up, right? So
I'm just saying that it's not an excuse. You're just asking an excuse, which we know that to take this class, you need a computer. You do not submit assignment because you don't have a computer. It's not an excuse. That's like, if you want a computer, you buy a computer for $200. If you're really serious to do this class, you take it, buy a computer for $200. You buy a good computer for $200. You just go to use PC, you meet somebody somewhere and buy a computer, a very good computer for $200. So you cannot, you told me that 3 months ago, and you're still telling me now. That was 3 months ago you started DB2. And now it's the same story, my computer, my computer, my computer. No, you must take responsibility. You must take responsibility at a certain time. I need the assignment submitted. That's what's going to certify me that you've done what you have done. You can't, I do not take anybody's word for it. No. I see assignments done. Then I say it, I actually give it to somebody else to take a look at it. So yours will just be blank. MRT is teaching you, so another person is going to set the exam. Another person is going to mark your assignment. Another person is going to do it. That's what you do to make sure that there are no, well, we don't do any favoritisms. I mean, we've been through this before. It's teaching you, but that's the way it ends. You teach and go. Another person will set an exam and go, and get other people to come and mark it, So it is. All right, so I'm not having any answer.
Prof, this is funny. I think Anita is right because we need more time. Because in my case, last month I lost 2 sisters, but that's not the case. But I think we got a lot to do because I do my experience this week. I stay home about 3 days to try to finish to understand the material. I feel like it's not enough time for me to do that. Today I feel like when I finish the job, I feel like I come home and try to do something for cover, because it's not the case to send for me, it's not the case to send just the homework. I need to understand the material and I do the homework. I send the homework. Like the chapter 9, I got the homework. I not put it yet, but I see they see last time, but I got problem to import. I need to try to figure out when I make the mistake or fix it and they do to send. For me, I think about when that's Anita say we need just a little bit more time. We go send it.
So what is more time? What is more time? When you say you need more time, what is how much time?
I thought about my case, Professor. So when I say more time, like one we go to the class, we got the new material, and the one who got the new material, you need more time to understand the material, and then you move forward. For me, if I cannot understand material, I cannot move forward. Maybe for me, we got here in a chapter 30, but me, I still in chapter 10 because I need to try to understand the material chapter 10 to move forward. I cannot move forward if I cannot understand the material. That's my opinion.
If you need more, so I mean, are you saying that when they teach the class, then I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, Prof. I
when
say
you
what
teach the class, you need more time to do the assignments, or you need more time to be put in the class.
No, Prof. The class is good. Like in the beginning, we begin to the 2 days, 2 days, and we got time to go over. We go fast. It's good. We go fast, but we more time to understand the material.
So we're going to lose all the time that we thought to gain. Now we'll lose it now by repeating the material.
Excuse me, Prof. I'm not here.
No, I'm saying that the time that you gain by using 3 days, you're going to look by repeating the material, because if you have not understood, you are simply saying that the material, that thing has to be taught again.
Yes, for me, I think by the 2 days it was the good idea to go have time to understand the material, because if we keep you receive the new material, but you don't have the time to go over, because I talk about me. I know maybe some people got time. I talk about me. If I don't have time to go over for the material, because it's gonna be hard. I think it gonna be hard for me. That's why I take more time to understand material, because everybody's different. Maybe some people come to the class understand the same time, but for me, I need to come to the class and I need to go back myself over to review the material for the.
So what do study groups do?
What is it, Paul?
What about study groups? What do they do? I thought study groups will be concentrating on the material that was taught so that they can finish the assignment.
Yes, Prof. Yes, Prof. That's what I'm talking about. Me, I know for me, last month it was so terrible for me. I lost 2 sisters, but I talk about me. That's no problem. Maybe some people it's different.
Well, I don't know what to do.
Prof,
And you guys don't seem to be helping me.
I want to say that even though now we are meeting 3 times a week, but we are still having 1 chapter after 2 sessions or after every other session. We don't just do 1 chapter the same day, finish it the same day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first day we see the chapter, we go over, and the next day we start with questions, right? If you went over material or if you went into an error, then we fix it together. So it's not like we added 1 day, like Friday, to add more information. We had some days here where all we were doing was going over all the concepts since the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we come and we say anyone has questions, some people ask their questions, and I'm not worried about some of the students because I know they ask questions and I know they're good. But if you're not asking questions and you're waiting to go home and read the material while you had the opportunity to ask those questions in class, but we are just moving forward. Like today, like just an example, the morning we took like 2.5 hours just to go back over the old concepts. But with the evening, it took us like maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And then we started chapter 13 because people didn't have questions.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's best to go over the material with the whole class, maybe if there's something you don't understand, rather than wait, go back home while we are moving forward and doing more chapters, and then you end up falling behind doing on chapter 8 or chapter 7. So I don't think we are rushing. I really don't think we are rushing. My class, we were doing 1 chapter today. The next class, we were doing another chapter. And we had no choice but to run and to keep up. So I don't think we are rushing, honestly.
All right, thank you. Well, somebody say something. You cannot just be, you're not doing it and then just looking at me. I wonder, what do I do? Somebody tell me why you are where you are. And what you need to get out of where you are, because wherever you are is not working. All right. I will check back on Friday and I'll make decisions then, because at some point we'll have to cut our losses and move forward. So if you don't want to be in the school, it's fine too. But I cannot be dragging people, some people who have paid and want to do this, I want to take them along. I'm asking you what we should do to make it work. You are not saying nothing. Look at the assignments you have not done, you have not submitted. For me, if you have not done it, you have not submitted, you have not done it. That's the only way I can know and certify myself that, okay, good, this person is ready to move to the next level. You must do the assignment. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But we'll not continue the program. I'm just letting you know. I'm asking you, I'm giving you opportunities to tell me what you want. You don't want to tell me, I'll look at it again on Friday.
Professor,
Yes?
is it possible to give us more time? Like for those that are still in assignment 4, it will be almost impossible to get to assignment 12.
But they're not saying anything.
Can you check back maybe like in 2 weeks or in a week?
No, they are not, but they are not saying it. Anita, you are saying it, you don't have that problem. But they are not saying it. And which means that you are trying to commit for them. They will not do it. 2 weeks will come and they'll sit and just watch.
Hi, Prof. Can I say something? This is Monica.
Yes.
I feel when it comes to the assignment, I'm talking for myself in this aspect. I feel the assignment is kind of a place where we test our knowledge and see how far we've gone and what we know concerning this course. So I know we come to groups, we talk about it, but for someone like me, I like to do my assignment myself. So most times I feel we need time. Although we come to group, we talk about it. I know Emerald sometimes she runs through the assignment, but I know she does it, is in the video, but I always don't like to copy her. I always like to go back and do it myself, try to fix whatever error I have. We have classes 3 times a week. We have group meetings 3 times or 2 times a week. I feel it's always kind of difficult to keep up with the assignment, try to do it yourself. I'm in chapter 9 with my assignment. I'm in chapter 9 currently. And like yesterday, I was trying to do chapter 10, but the little time I had, I couldn't finish. So sometimes we feel we have enough time, but we don't. And before you know it, there's another chapter. Before you know it, there's another chapter. And it keeps going on and on and on. But if we want to do it the way we do in group and just submit, I don't think we're helping ourselves. That's just it.
But it is when you do it in group, are you not doing it together with each other? I'm wondering. It's okay. You want to do it by yourself, and that is very, very fine. You are on 9 you are on 10. You are doing 10. Okay? Yes. You doing it by yourself. I understand. I do not understand if somebody is at 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and they're not even saying anything, which means they don't have any plans of doing it. The way you were going, you're asking me for more time. I find you, I say, okay, Monica, how much time do you need? You give me a certain time, I say, okay, I give it to you. You understand what I mean? Those people who are not there, maybe that's not the amount of time that they need. You understand what I mean? But how can they communicate? If they don't communicate with that with me, how do I know? You tell me that, okay, I'm trying to get a consensus where we're going to say, these things must be done. Everyone do it, you cannot take the DB2 exam. This is the only way to move you forward from one level to the next. I told you this from day one. I said DB2 is very structured. You do the assignments, you submit it. If you don't know what you have done, you want to just try and submit it. You yourself know that it's more important that you know what you are doing. Because when you go to work, you will see who at work. It's you who will be doing it at work. But we cannot just sit and relax. That no, I understand that it is a crash course, and it's a crash course, we have to do it the crash way. If you're struggling with something, I will understand. I came in here, people were back on assignments. I took off, I left, I said, okay, good. Hopefully you'll catch up with time. I come back, I check it, I'm like, no, then today I have to intervene and say, what's really going on? Because I'm not seeing progress. Because now you've accumulated 4 different concepts. You haven't practicalized one. It means you know it superficially, and superficial will not work until you practice it. Then I can be comfortable with say, you know what, move to the next, move to the next. At some point, we'll try to put all of this together. You know, so if nobody's even is telling me, I mean, Anita is giving time, but you're trying to talk for people who have a problem and cannot even tell us what the problem is. Because, I mean, you can tell us what the problem is, then we say, okay, if this is the problem, that's the problem. All right, Emerald, this is a new strategy. Let's try to do this and this and see how it goes. Coming to, I mean, I hate people going ahead when they don't know what they're doing. But if you have that problem and you do not articulate it to us, how do we know? And I'm asking.
Prof, I remember that last time we were talking about some people are moving in groups. So if some of the group members are on assignment 5, they wait for them to move together to assignment 6 or assignment 7 together. So I don't know if that's the issue here, but I know that I've heard that reason before, like they have like, they have some kind of clarity. Yes, so they want to move together. So maybe that's the problem, but they are not talking.
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Yes, I want to say, like, to make sure like what Monica said, I, for one, too, I am like facing the same issue, like having classes like three times per week. And also we have group classes 3 times per week too. So like she said, me too, like same thing with me. I also like, after like going through the assignment with my group mates, I would like to get some time to also like try to understand it on myself, then do it too. So, but at a certain point in time, like every day, my schedule and the time, I must try to make sure I like catch up with my group class, not to miss them, and that is always like in the evening and during the day too, like a little bit busy. So the time now to like get for myself to go on the assignment now on my own, that's what now is like keeping me a little bit behind. So, but I will try maybe before this week, like the week runs out, I will try to complete mine.
Anyway, I mean, at some point we have to just face realities. The thing is, if you have not done 5, or you're on 5 or you're on 6, and the class is on 12, what do you think really convinces me that you really will go now and take 6 and read 6 and understand 6 before you do it?
Hello, Prof. Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm going to talk from like the new perspective. Like, it's a little bit different from the other classes that you have because of the situation we're facing now. With this issue of Corona, classes online, it's not really easy to do everything normally like you used to do. You have kids at home, you can't leave your kids to anybody to read. You always have to check on them. You have to go to work. So things are a little bit very difficult than it was before. There were some people that were really comfortable coming to the campus and do their things there because at least there's no disturbance, nothing. But being at home, doing certain things, either working from home, looking at the kids at the same time, family problem, this and this, some restrictions. So I think that's what is making us dragging behind. That I think that's why we need more time to do certain things, like different from what we were doing when we were in DB1. We're not perfect in DB1, but at least we're better than now that we're in DB2 because everything is changing, the system is changing, we have to adapt. There are so many things that you have to adapt. Some people can leave their kids, all those type of stuff. I think you guys should please take those things into consideration before making any decision.
Natu, I'm understanding what you are saying, and that is why I'm coming for a dialogue. You understand? But when you come to a dialogue with people who don't want to dialogue with you, you are forced to do certain things. I did not come and say, where is the thing you stopped or that stop or that stop. No, I came to say you are behind. It is important that you catch up. What can we do to help? Are those not my questions?
Yes, sir.
If you need time, what time do you need? We need to know, when you say such a thing, then I can say, okay, Emerald, where do you think you are? What do you think we can do? We can brainstorm and put our heads together and then look for a solution. But if nobody is telling me anything, trust me, I understand. I hate not being in front of the class when I teach. But guess what? It's the new reality. I have to face it. We can, you understand what I mean? We have to face it, and we are facing it and fighting it, and it should be getting better. It should be getting better. I mean, some people, they are trying. Nobody plans this. It happens this way. So, but what do? We have decided that we're going to continue the class. And once we continue the class, we're going to put in the effort. As difficult as it is, you have to try to do something. Else we'll just stay stalled, and all of this is a waste, which we definitely don't want it to happen. This thing is going to pass. But we decided that we don't want to sit and wait for it to pass. We decided that we want to attack it while it is taking its course. Yes, I come to school to work with these guys at 6 p.m. just so that I don't meet anybody. You understand? So it is confusing to everybody. It's but you have to dig deep down, look for that additional extra time. You have to look for it. You have to look for it.
Okay, sir, please can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, as for me, I'll endeavor by the before the weeks run through, I will probably submit all of my assignment, hopefully. And I also want to make mention about the fact of the school, because most of them, I love to go to school and have my private time, but lately I've been going there, but the morning people, they love the school, and it's not really easy. That's my own personal problem, though. It's not really easy for me to stay in the house and follow up.
Okay, I'm going to make this proposal, and maybe some other person may decide to join you, and you guys will practice social distancing. That is a study group, right? The people who come here in the morning, they've always wanted to be here. And I gave them a proposal. When the school came here, it was dirty like a pigsty, and people were just hanging out anyhow, no social distancing, not respecting the rules. So I told them that no, a group can come and meet me, and I will give them the key, and they will be responsible for it. That is the rule that they have. Okay. So they have a key which they take, and I told them that nobody can piggyback behind them because I will hold them responsible. Once you are coming here, you make sure that the place stays clean, you arrange your place, you stay in your study corner, you attend your class, and so on. I used to see you here many times, but when the rules change, the rules have changed. So if you want to come to school and you have a few people who may want to join you, they come in and they sit the way you want to sit. I mean, you just trust each other. They have done this throughout the season. You know that.
Yes, sir.
Throughout this period, they have been coming. I think there are about 5, 6, or 7. Just say, I cannot cope in the house. It's just not my place. I open the school, and as I say, if those of you, if there's an evening bunch that want to come to school, I mean, yes, Emerald is still going to do the class remotely, but they just want the school environment, they practice, they do the same study groups, so they come almost every day. Because if you don't have class today, you have study group the next day. So they do that. They have their keys, they come in. And you just tell me, you nominate one person, I give your keys, you come. I don't have a problem with that. Now things are getting a little better. We cannot be that much, but they can, enough number to practice social distancing. There are about, as I said, 7 of them in that whole class. I think they can all be, 3 or 6 feet apart.
Okay, that sounds nice. We have like 2, we are like almost 3 of us, so I think it's good. And
yes, if you and the members of your crew want to be coming to school, you come and meet me, and you take a key, and you just make sure you're responsible for it. That's all.
So, sir, when can we meet you?
When do you meet? Out of today, Wednesday, maybe Wednesday or so, because I won't be here. I'll be teaching tomorrow.
Basically, every day I love to come to school, except on Sundays.
Okay. So we can talk about. I mean, you can text me.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, I can make an arrangement to drop it off or something.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No problem. All right, any questions or concerns before I leave? All right, I'll leave, and Emerald, let's talk tomorrow. Hopefully you must have had time to talk to them. They might have talked to you, but we'll have to decide a certain way to move forward.
I think they know more than they think. I think they know more than they think they know already. But the reality is that DB2 is a crash course. Like the whole Oracle thing is like, you really have to force yourself to, right, to inject that Oracle in your brain. That's the reality. So.
Yeah, you gotta fight it. You gotta fight it. There's nobody who has not been in this school and at some point said,
too much.
It's too much or I need to quit. But that's the thing. If you go out there prepared, today I was looking at the successes of the people who have left here. It is phenomenal. What they do, what they know, and it's a mindset. This is work. The only thing that is different with this, you should consider this as work. That I'm going there to work, to work, to work. Only difference is that you're not getting paid. But when they're going to start paying you, you love it. But until then, you have to know these things. To do it, the only way to confirm it is to practice it. You practice it, you submit assignment, we'll see that you are good, and so on you go. We'll do some summary, do some exam, do this, and before you realize you've already gone just too far to slow down, just too far. You've gone way too far to slow down. So please. All right. Emerald will talk later on also, or maybe tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye, folks.
Thank you, Prof.
No problem. See you. Fight it, fight it, fight it.
You will.
Okay, so we can take a break now if you guys want and come back in 30 minutes. Or we can just finish the class now and be done at 9:30.
Can we finish the class, please?
Yeah, let's just finish it.
Why do you guys sound so sad?
Let's finish the class.
Okay. So, new concept of Oracle data pump. Like you were saying, right? The
Not sharing your screen.
You can't see your screen.
Oh, one moment. We good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So like we were saying, yes, that was the question actually before Prof came. From what you know, right, from DB1, what is another difference that we have in between original import export and data pump?
Is creating directories one of them? Like you have to create a directory object?
Yes, we do have a directory object. There is an echo. Who's the host? I don't know why there's an echo. Anyway, okay. So yes, there is a directory object, right? And you can create directory object. And also, for data pump, the job is primarily run on the server side rather than on the client side for the original import export, right? So this is one main difference.
Okay.
So you have less data that needs to be moved from client side to server side, because the job is, for data pump, the job is done on the server side using server processes. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. What's a directory object? What's a directory object?
A directory object identifies the location of the files.
Someone else.
Is a object in the database. It's a logical object.
Exactly. It's a logical object. What else? There's one important part that's missing.
It's a logical storage that stores user data.
No, it doesn't store.
It's like a pathway to the physical directory.
Start with what Bibish said. Start with what she said, just add an extra information.
It's a logical structure that represents the physical directory on the server.
Yes, it's a logical object which is mapped to a physical directory. This is a directory object. So it's logical, but it's mapped to a physical, right? So this is, yes. So what she said, what Bibi said was the first part, but you want to make sure you specify that it is mapped to a physical directory. Okay. We good?
Yes.
Okay. The directory object enforces a security model. Excuse me? That can be used to control access to these files. Interactive command line mode. Besides regular operating system command line mode, there is now a very powerful interactive command line mode which allows the user to monitor and control data from import and export. We good? You guys know that when you just, you can directly go to the data pump command line, right? It's just that every time you directly issue the whole thing, either from the operating system or from SQL, and then it would just run. Are we good?
No.
I don't understand, Amira.
Yeah, what is a command line?
Command line is like RMAN command line, SQL command line.
Oh, is it like the SQL that you use to do the import and export?
No, a command line is very simple. It's just, how do I even explain command line? It's just the place, like, how can I put it? It's like an interface, if I can say it like that. Like, for example, you see, when you go from the operating system to RMAN, right? You go from one command line to another. On one command, you can issue Unix commands. On the other command line, you can issue RMAN statements. Or when you go from RMAN to SQL or from SQL to RMAN, you move from one command line to the other.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah. So yeah, so the data pump to do the data pump and export and import. So the command line, that would generally just be the SQL statement you're using, right?
No, when you connect to EXDP, it takes you to the command line, right?
Oh,
but you
okay,
just start running the job automatically. But if you just issue EXPDP, I don't know if you guys tried that before. You just issue EXPDP, then it would prompt you to enter the username and then the password. You guys have seen that, right? Never tried that?
Yeah, we saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is something you guys already know. It's just that maybe the word is different. Okay, changing from original export import to Oracle data pump. So you guys know how to. That one we just skipped through it. You know how to you know that you have to create a directory object or replace it, and you create it and you map it to a physical directory. Then you need to grant the privileges to a user. System by default has that privilege. You can export, specify the directory, the dump file. Okay, those are things that you guys already know, so that's why I'm going through. But you can stop me if there are something that are confusing. So this is for import, this is for original data pump import, and this is data pump import. This is for original import and data pump import. So questions for you guys. Do you have to create a dump file when doing an import? Export, my bad. When doing an export, you have to create a dump file.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it a question or?
It's a question.
You're asking if you need to create a dump file when doing an export or an import?
Export.
No, no, I'm
Yes.
wrong.
Export, yes.
The dump file does not exist when we do the export.
So do we have to create it?
Yes, we have to create for me.
Yes, I think so. Because that's why it's from the dump file that you're going to import if you need to import.
Someone else?
Yeah, you need a dump file with that export.
I didn't say whether you need it or not. I said you have to create one.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone else?
I don't
think so too.
It's when you do the import that you need it.
Why don't you think so?
Emerald?
Yes.
In my opinion, I don't think we should create a dump file because you know we already created. We have to create a logical. We have to create a logical directory. Are you getting me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I don't think we should create a directory, a dump file. I don't think so.
I didn't say should, I say must. Very important, yeah. So Renalda, why don't you think so? Renalda.
Emerald.
Yes, Emerald.
Yourself.
Do you want me to answer?
Yes.
I think when we do the export, we don't create the dump file does not exist because the data pump is the one created the dump file.
Very good, actually. Exactly. Data pump creates the dump file. You don't create the dump file. You have two options. Either you specify the name of the dump file, the name you want it to be. You can say the name is dump file or whatever .dump, right? You're just giving a name, but you're not creating it. And it's the same thing, even if you don't specify the parameter dump file, data pump would still create that dump file. So you don't create a dump file at all. It's not that you should, you don't create a dump file.
Wait, so, sorry, so you don't create dump files for import or exports, right?
On both, yeah. I thought it was directory. They don't create it. It's true.
Yeah, because it does it like with a command, right? Like it does it automatically.
Yes.
I thought it was
even if you don't have the parameter dump file, it still would create the dump file. But it's just that it would give you the name it wants, right? So for practicality, it's good for you to name it so that you'll be able to easily identify the dump file. But you don't create a dump file. We good?
Yeah, I have a question, Emerald.
Sorry.
From the command that they have for export, I don't see any log files. So does that mean that it's not really, it's just an option?
It is an option. It's optional. However, it will create a log file. It's just that the name is not specified, right? But
Yes.
it would is the same. For example, this one here, you could only have put expdp, username, password, and directory, and that's it. It would run. It would run. Are we good?
Yes.
It would run.
Okay, so I remember in DB1 you said that when you're doing the import and the export, the dump files have to have different names, but the log files can have the same name, right?
No.
I say that.
No. The dump file have to have the same name.
Or it's a dump file that has the same name and the log file have to have different names, okay.
There's log file, it doesn't matter for the log file, it's different.
Not just has to have the same name, it has to be the same dump file.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same dump file, log file is different name. That's why when some people were submitting the assignment, I would go and check the log file. I would see some errors and I would assume that the import failed and the export failed. So maybe it was just the import that failed, but the export went through. But since they were using the same log file, I had to go and check in the database if the export actually was successful. So that's why you want to make sure that since it's different job, right? One is the export and the other one is the import. You want to make sure that the logged informations are different, right? And are in different files. So you can see that, okay, the export went through and the export went through. But if everything is mixed up in one file, you know that it would overwrite. So it's not like it would just add data at the bottom, it would overwrite, right?
Okay.
So always make sure your log file is different. Since I've stated, if I'm marking your exam, you guys already know. Make sure the log file is different.
Okay, so does it give gives you an error, right? If it's the same, like if, yeah, it's the same.
It's the same log file. It won't give you any error.
Okay, we'll just override it, okay.
Yeah. It's just that if your import was unsuccessful and your export was successful, you won't be able to really back up the fact that, okay, my export was successful, because you can always cheat actually when doing export and import. You can just go and create those files, those tables and users in the other database, right? So the best way to actually know that your import and export was successful is through the log file. Because you can always, for example, if it says import this user, this schema, right? The tables belonging to that schema. You can just recreate that schema in the other database. Just use the regular create user, create table, and that's it. It looks like you did it, but you didn't, right? So that's why the other options, it's good to make sure you have your log file. Otherwise, it can be considered as cheating that you were not able to do the export successfully. We good? Okay. Hope so. Example, import of table from Scott's account to James' account. So this is just import and data from import. Good? Hopefully.
Yes.
I have one quick question.
Go ahead.
I don't know, can we use database link to import like a table?
Can you use, we are going to see that today actually. That's a good question. We'll come to it in the following pages.
Okay.
So that's for that question. You always have questions that it's like you read the chapters before.
No, it's like I wanted to do it, then I get stuck.
Mm.
Yeah.
How were you trying to do it? How did you do that?
I did my research, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll practice it next class.
Okay.
We'll practice it next class. We'll see it. But I don't think it's coming part of the exam. It's never come in any exam. So I'm the one writing it, but I don't know. Okay, example, export of an entire database to a dump file with all grants, indexes, and data. So the first one is original export. You guys can see the way it was before. Index is equals Y, rows equals Y. But for the new one, you use include or exclude, right? Include grant, include index, right? And directories. You guys are familiar with that, right? Yes.
Yes.
So
what about the first one up?
the first one is for original export.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Very good. Okay. Now, another advantage of data pump is that it allows you to filter the metadata compared to the original export and import. So you have multiple parameters. You can include some objects, you can exclude some objects, which objects you want to be exported. Are we good? Also, you cannot mix include and exclude in one job. Are we good? Now, tuning parameters. So the first one is with the regular original export and import. We used to use buffer, commit, compress, consistent, direct, record length parameter to tune to tune. Next chapter is performance tuning. So it allows you to improve the performance, and it allows you to make the data pump run faster, right? So this is what we used to do with the original export, but with data pump, you don't need to do that. By default, it's already set to be very efficient, right? And it's already set by default to allow you to have maximum performance. Are we good? Yes. But then you can add extra parameters such as parallel to add different streams, more than one strings, to make the job run even faster. Now, another thing that you might not have known till then is that you can export from one version to another, right? From 11G to 12C, from 10G to 11G. The data pump method for moving data between different database versions is different from the method used by, original export and import. With original export, you had to run another version of export to produce a dump file that was compatible with an older database version. However, with data pump, you use the current export version. You just need to specify the parameter version and specify the version on the target side. Now, considering the fact that data pump was implemented with Oracle 10G, you cannot use it for older versions. So it starts with 10, right? So this is the statement for exporting from one version. And when you want to import, you also need to let's say you want to import from 11G, you need to specify 11G version, right? Now, data pump import can always read them file sets created by older versions of data pump export. Note that data pump import cannot read them files produced by original export. So you cannot, for example, perform an export with a regular or original export and try to import it with data pump, right? It always has to be compatible. If you export it with original data pump, make sure that with original export, make sure that you import as well with original import. And if you export it with data pump, make sure that you also import with data pump. Are we good? We good? Should I say it again? Okay.
Yes, please.
If you export it with original data pump, you need to make sure that when you import, you use original import, right? So if you export it with original import, you need to make sure that you import with original import. Are we good?
Yes.
Simply because data pump cannot read the DOM files of the original export. You know that for you to import, you need to be able to read the data from the DOM file, right? To extract the data, to load the data from the DOM file or unload, right? So if it cannot read it, how is it going to import? So they are not compatible. So you cannot, same thing, if you perform an export with data pump, the original export wouldn't be able to read the DOM file, an XPDP DOM file. So data pump only hang with data pump, right? And original export only hangs with original import. Are we good?
Yep.
Now, how to maximize the power of Oracle Data Pump. Data Pump works great with default parameters, but once you're comfortable with Data Pump, there are new capabilities that you will want to explore. Now, one thing is parallelism. You guys are familiar with parallelism, which is great. So data pump export and import operations are processed in the database as a data pump job, which is much more efficient than regular export and import done from the client side. Now, data pump operations can take advantage of the server's parallel processes to read or write multiple data streams simultaneously. Parallel is only available in the enterprise edition of Oracle. So, like as we said earlier, right? With data pump, you can allocate different streams, different channels that would allow you to run the job much faster, right? But for you to set a parallelism, it needs to be done with the enterprise edition. Are we good? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
The number of parallel processes can be changed on the fly using data pump's interactive command line mode. You may have a certain number of processes running during the day and decide to change that number if more system resources become available at night or vice versa. So for you to maximize the performance, you should do the following. Make sure that your system is well balanced across CPU, right? Make sure that you're not having a CPU bottleneck, or that by performing those data pump jobs, it won't create CPU bottlenecks, which would make your server to be very slow and your database to be slow. You need to make sure to check your memory and input output. Now, you also need to have at least one DOM file for each degree of parallelism. So if you set the parameters to 2 parallelism, you want to make sure you have at least 2 DOM files, right? Why? Because you know that it's just it's divide itself. Like everything is going from the same source to a different source. So if you have different streams of data, all of them trying to access the same dump file at the same time, right? It's not good for performance. It would slow down. Are we good?
Yes.
Because multiple streams would be trying to have access to one file, which can cause performance issues. So you want to make sure that you have multiple dump files. If you set it to 2 or 3 or 5, you want to make sure that you have 5 dump files at least. Are we good?
Mhm.
Put files that are members of a dump file set on separate disks so that they will be written and read in parallel. For export operations, use %u variable in the dump file parameter so multiple dump files can be automatically generated. So you don't need to name all the dump files. You can just use %u and the additional dump files would be created. We good? Now remap. You're familiar with remap. You can remap table space, you can remap data file, you can remap table, you can remap schema. So you can remap all those things, simply renaming, right? Simply renaming them. Are we good with remapping? We should.
Yes.
Okay. I know you guys are good with remapping. Now, there are more advanced, there are other features. Beyond the command line and performance features of Oracle Data Pump and new capabilities that DBAs will find invaluable, a couple of prominent features are described here. So you guys know that you can monitor and control your data pump jobs, even from SQL, by using some views. You can run an import and export and detach from it, and later reconnect to the job monitor to monitor its progress, right? So we will do that. I know that we've been used to just running an export job and we see how it's running, but we will run a job in the background and then we'll go check on SQL how it's going. But I want you guys to really take the time to go back and read again, so that next time maybe you guys will have more questions. Oh, hey, I almost forgot that. What's a power file?
I've never seen that one.
Really? You've never seen a power file before?
Is it a parameter file?
It is a parameter file. But what information does it have? It is a parameter file.
It's a payroll. It's a
By data pump.
payroll.
It is a parameter file. Exactly. So
Does it allows you to specify a data pump?
Yes. You see how you have the parameter file for your database, right? The P file. The power file is the same. It's like a parameter file for the data pump job. So you specify the parameter, right? For your data pump, let's say if you want to set parallelism, if you want to remap, right? So you want to add all types of parameters in the power file. So it's just a parameter file for data pump. So it's like a P file, but for data pump, not for a database. Are we good?
Emerald, I have a question. Does this power file works on 11G?
Of course.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it?
No, I don't understand.
I mean, I thought it was just for 12C, like.
I don't understand when you say specify the path to, or whether it specify the path to what. I didn't get it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Like the purpose of the path file, I didn't get it.
I say that the path file is like a parameter file, but for data pump, right? So when you're saying here we use EMPDP, username, password, and we specify the path file, right? So the information that we have, the parameters that we have in that path file would be executed. Very good. It's like we use the information we have in the P file or an SP file.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
So it contains metadata.
Parameters.
You're breaking, am I right?
Am I breaking?
Very nice, yeah. See.
Am I? Okay, let me try to stop the audio. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, you're breaking, but you're good. You're good now.
Okay. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay. Now, additional features of Oracle Data Pump. So beyond the command line and interface features of Oracle Data Pump are new capabilities that DBAs will find invaluable. Okay, we already read that. Okay. So this is just for the path. I'll really do some practice on it next time, or I'll give it to you guys another assignment. See the status on the job. All of the information needed to monitor the job's execution is available. Add more dump files. If there is insufficient disk space for export file, change the default size of the dump file, stop the job, restart the job. Increase or decrease the number of active worker processes, right? So you can increase the worker processes, so the server processes. Attach a job from a remote site, such as from home, to monitor status. Now, network mode, we are getting to where Bello was talking about earlier. So, data pump gives you the ability to pass data between two databases over a network, right? Via database link, without creating a data file on disk. So this is useful when you want to move data across databases, right? But you don't have enough space, right?
Yep.
However, by using the network, it's going to be slower than just doing the regular data pump. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
So that one can be done. Network export creates the dump file set on the instance where the data pump job is running and extract the metadata and data from the remote instance. Network export gives you the ability to export read-only databases. So you can only export database in read-only mode. Data pump export cannot run locally on a read-only instance because the job requires write operations on the instance. This is useful when there is a need to export data from one database to a standby database. You guys know, we talked about standby database, right? It's like a clone, it's a clone database that is in mount state and that is using the redo information of the other database. You guys will see it when you do data guard in project. So this is just what a standby database is. Okay, generating SQL files. Okay, SQL files is simply a file containing the SQL statements of different objects in database on how to create or what SQL statement was used to create those objects. So using the SQL files to do the import, one example is, for example, if you want to export, upgrade a database from, let's say, 11G to 12C, and you want to do it by exporting, right, your database to an empty database, and you would need to generate a SQL statement. And when you generate a SQL statement, you'll be able to create those objects that you are not able to import, right? So another way to check the SQL statement is to use SQL Developer to check the SQL statement that was used to create all types of objects, right? Can you guys tell me some of the objects that you guys know so far? Other than tables and indexes, other than that.
Synonym.
Synonyms, thank you.
Sequences.
Sequence.
Database links.
Database links. I'm happy to hear that. Views. Perfect. Now we have two different types of views, right?
Dynamic performance view and data dictionary view.
Exactly. Some people are good already for it. You guys can already express yourself. What else? Honestly, those are the objects that I expect you guys to know right now. But you also have packages, procedures, body packages, clusters. I mean, there are different types of objects. But from chapter 4, all of you should know tables, indexes, database links, synonyms, sequences, and views. At least you guys should know those, at the very least. Okay. Good? I remember my teacher when I was in DB2, Sonia, she told us that she was coming from somewhere with her classmates, and someone had an interview, and they asked that person that question: can you give us some of the 5 database objects that you know? And she didn't know. That person didn't know. She only knew 2, like tables and indexes, I guess. So you guys see that you guys know a lot. So I'm very, very proud. Although this output file is ready for execution, the DDL statements are not actually executed, so the target system will not be changed. Are we good?
Yep.
SQL files can be particularly useful when pre-creating tables and objects in a new database. Note that the include and exclude parameters can be used for tailoring SQL output. For example, if you want to create a database that contains all the tables and indexes to source database, but that does not include the same constraints or the grants and other metadata, you would issue include only table and index as parameter. Are we good?
Yep.
The SQL file name expfull.sql is written to dpump underscore dir2 and would include SQL DDL that could be executed in another database to create tables and indexes as desired. So you would just be able to open it's a SQL file, and you would be able to create those objects. What is the other options? If you don't want to use import, for example, if you don't want to use SQL file, what is another option that I just talked about? To be able to view the DDLs that were used to create objects. It might seem like I'm saying it for no reason, but if someone remembers that in project, you guys will thank me. If sometimes even the SQL statement you might get in your SQL file and you try to issue them on your on the target side or on the graded version, you might not go through. But you have one option is the SQL file. What is the other option? To get the SQL statement of an object in your database. I just talked about it.
SQL developer.
Thank you, SQL developer. Honestly, SQL developer will give you this DDL of any object, whether it's a procedure, it's a package, it's a body, it will give you any DDL. So if you're looking for a DDL or a DDL is missing, you just go to SQL developer. It will give you the exact DDL, just copy it, even though, and they're not short DDLs, like some of the DDL we've been, they are long DDLs, like 2 pages long DDLs. So you just copy it, you paste it, and it will create the object. Are we good?
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna show us that anymore?
I showed you guys that before. I didn't.
No, you did. You haven't.
Really?
Oh,
I think I did. That's why I'm just mentioning it.
You did lie.
No.
Okay, I'll show you guys. I thought I should. What makes data pump faster than original export and import? Okay, there are 3 reasons. What are some of the, what do you think? Okay, you can read. What are some of the reasons? You can read. What are some of the reasons? But I want you guys to say it in your own words.
The first one, the fact that it's being processed on the server instead of the client machine.
Right. Exactly. It's processed on the server than the client. That's good. Make sure you remember that. That's good. What makes it faster? Why does it make it faster? I know you got this, Nacho.
Oh, you are talking to me?
Yes.
Just keep gazing at him.
I was. What did you say, Emerald?
I said you gave the reason why, right? Because it's processed on the server side rather than the client. Now, why does it make it faster? Even though it's already the answer, but you can elaborate, right?
Because you can read directly from the database file.
Because you can?
Read directly from the database file.
It's not to do what she said. It's not the answer to what she said.
Okay.
She talked about the fact that it's being, data farm does the processing on the server side rather than on the client side.
Yeah. There are less movement of data.
Exactly. Exactly. There is less movement of data between client and server side. So since everything is processed on the server, right, and the import is done on the server side, so it's faster because you have less data movement. Exactly. Perfect. So another, now Rinalda, what's the other reason? There are 3 reasons, right, at least.
I have another reason. I don't know if it's correct. So earlier they mentioned about the parallelism, like can run in parallel. Is it one of the reasons why it's faster? I mean, I'm just asking.
It's an option, right? When you set the parallelism, it allows you to run it even faster. That's right. So that's also one reason, but that's an option. But I want to say, like, intrinsically, like, without any option added, meaning from the way data pump was designed, was built. First one, we know that it was built to be processed on the server side. So that's one reason. Another reason, Renalda, you just said it actually earlier. So you can just...
The fact that it can erase directly from the data file and it writes directly to the file on the server.
Yes, the fact that data pump goes directly to the data blocks. So it reads directly from the data files. That's right. So
I have another question. So that means it accesses, like, data accesses directly. It doesn't need to pass through the SQL, right?
exactly. Goes directly to the data files on disk. Are you good? Now, before that, this is the because it's less, because there is less data movement version of what you said. So before that, what was implemented? So before the direct path data access would be in such a way that it would first go through SQL and look for the blocks. So it would take longer. But the way data pump was designed, right? The direct path data access, right, allows you to directly have access. The way it was designed, right, allows you to directly have access to the data on disk. Are we good?
Yes.
So it has been rewritten. It has been rewritten from the original export to data pump. It has been rewritten to be much more faster and efficient. Now, what's the last reason?
You just gave it.
No, I gave the second. There is one last.
It's the same thing. It's an advanced version, so it has more performance than the old version. It's just the same thing that you said.
What I was talking about was the first one here. And then Atu talked about this. And then there is this one last one. They're all different. They're all different. Even though it might sound the same for some people, but it's different. Now, the last one, like I said this morning, that one, even if you don't know, you should at least be able to say that. Because just from common sense, you should be able to at least know the last one. At least be able to manage to handle saying it. Are we good?
Yes.
No, I'm not good.
Yes.
Considering the fact that data pump is new, right? It was implemented with 10G, right? So of course it was designed to be more compatible with the new hardwares and with the new operating systems, right? And considering the fact that original export and import is outdated, it's old, from all the way from 5i and stuff like that, or 4i maybe. You understand that the way it was designed is more compatible with the newer hardwares that came out, the newer operating systems and all that, to make it faster. So it's more adapted to the current operating system, or it's more friendly to the current hardware that we are using now. You guys remember those old computers from the 90s? I mean, they would look scary now, right? Okay,
Probably would.
excuse me?
They probably would.
Exactly. Those old, I still remember them. I don't think anyone would use them today unless it's for like, unless they're like in a museum or something. Okay. These factors combine to produce significant performance improvement. Okay. Are we good?
Yes.
How much faster is data pump than original? So for the export, it can be twice as fast. And for the import, it can be from 15 to 40 times faster. And it can be even faster when you set the parallelism. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay, let me first finish with this one. Why is data pump slower on small jobs? Data pump was designed for big jobs with lots of data. Each data pump job has a master table that has all the information about the job and is needed for restartability. The overhead of creating this master table makes small jobs take longer, but the speed in processing large amounts of data gives data pump a significant advantage in medium and larger jobs. So, what makes the small jobs run slow is because you have to create a master table, and creating the master table takes longer than if you were just doing a regular original export. So the reason why smaller jobs takes longer or are slower is because of the master table. Actually, let's talk about the master table. Okay, before talking about the master table, before we moved, that chapter, I will ask you questions. We will leave here in like 40 minutes, but I'm going to make sure that I ask all the questions that I have. Expecting.
Bring it on.
Oh, okay. What makes data pump faster than original export and import? What makes data pump faster than original import and export? Give me one reason.
Me.
Yes.
But we just spoke about it, Emma.
Exactly. That's why you should be able to say.
Let me give you all the theory.
Okay.
Okay. One, because are you there?
Yes, I'm connected.
Yeah, one, because it is built with a modern software, so it is meant to facilitate and to run job faster.
I'm sorry, for some reason, just when you were talking, it went silent. So can you say it again, please?
I'm saying that the data pump come with a modern software, so automatically it is designed to run faster compared to the traditional import and export.
You actually mix two answers together.
I did?
Yes. You actually mix two answers together, and I'm not sure about it because every time you answer, it's like I can hear the whole thing you're saying. I don't know if it's only for me or for everybody else. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
It's weird because you're talking now and it's clear, but when you answer, it's like it's blurry. Anyway, I rebuke the devil. You can say it again, please.
Okay, I'm saying it comes with a modern software, so it is meant to make the job more faster.
Yes, it was built to be compatible or more friendlier to the modern hardware, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's good. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. All right. The way that pump was designed, was engineered, was for it to be basically take advantage, right, of the modern hardwares and what do you call it, operating system architectures, compared to the old data pump, which is considering to the old export and import, which is becoming obsolete, right? So that's a very good point. That's the last point. So you see that in your own words, we're able to say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're able to say it in your own words. That's good. Another one. Can some or you can say all the three if you want.
So data runs in the server, in the Oracle server machine.
Mm-hmm. That's good. It runs on the server rather than on the client side, right?
Yeah.
So there is less transfer between the client side, less data transfer between client side and server, so which makes it faster. Perfect. And the last one.
The issue of parallelism. What?
Go ahead.
It has the ability to allocate channels automatically.
This is optional. I'm talking in the way data pump was made, like without any additional option.
Okay, so the third one, the last one, there's no enough movement of data. So data pump is block mode.
Excuse me?
As I'm saying, so there's not enough movement.
What do you mean? I'm not following here. Okay, the last one is simply, you know that for the export to take place, right, you need to get the data from somewhere, right? So you need to be able to load the data, export the data. So what is the path? You need to think about what is the path to have access to those data. Instead of going through SQL, it goes directly to the data file, to the data blocks, and get the information that it needs, right?
Yep.
So it goes directly to where it needs to go to get the data. So the way data pump was designed, was created, right? The direct path data access allows you to, was designed in such a way that it would bypass, it wouldn't go through SQL, it would directly go on this to get the information. Are we good? So which would obviously make it much faster. Are we good? Yes?
Yes.
Now,
Emma,
our
I
original,
have a question, please.
Go ahead.
So talking about it goes to the disk, can we say it just read directory?
Just what?
I'm saying it goes to the disk to read the data. Can we say it also goes to the it read the directories?
Does it read the directory or does it read the files? You read the directory?
The files, am I right?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes, am I right?
Are original export and import going away? What do you guys think? Are they going away?
This is data from dump file and original export and import dump file.
No, the question before that, are original export and import going away?
Oh, yes.
What do you guys think? Why?
Because the data from export and import, replacing them is the modern way, so the traditional way is becoming useless.
Yeah, but some companies are still using 9i and 8i.
Yeah, but it's not as much as they are slower. They are not as faster as the data from import and export. So it's gradually pushing it back.
That's 7-Eleven.
I agree with you. They are faster. I mean, everybody should move on, but some people are still using 9i. So because of that, original import will always be supported from 5i to later after that, right? So you'll be able to import data, but it's going away slowly. I'm pretty sure by 100 years from now, or maybe just for practice, people might still use 9i and 5i, stuff like that. But it is definitely being deprecated. Okay. Are data pump dump files and original export and import dump files compatible? That one we already entered it earlier. Who said yes?
Yes.
Not true. Was that you?
I said no.
Ah, okay. I thought I heard yes.
I said yes from when you said that we answered it earlier.
Ah, okay. So they are not compatible, right? So don't use a dump file from an export job to import with data pump. How can I monitor my data pump jobs to see what is going on? So these are some cute and interesting views. DB underscore data pump underscore jobs, user underscore data pump jobs, DBA underscore data pump underscore sessions, and $V long. So $V long ops is something that you guys will use again for the next chapter, performance tuning, to be able to see, for example, if your database is slow, if the performance is really slow, you might want to know whether there is a job that is running in the background that you don't know of, so that you can try to cancel it or try to make sure it finishes, right? So that to improve the performance. So this $V session long ops is used to check the job, to improve the performance. So it's part of, we talked about it in the
I want to ask that what is GZ?
It's simply an application that allows you to compress files, right?
Okay.